Good morning.
Jeez. How's it going?
It's good.
Good.
Yeah, things are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, first of all, major apology from the both of us because
It's been a hot minute.
we are ballers on a budget and we have been trying to run our businesses with really old phones, and it's been working until the last 2 weeks. Like all of a sudden, the technology just didn't work. Guys, we had some amazing content for you, and it is like, we have it on our old phones, but it will not upload to YouTube.
No.
We can't share it via email. Won't even go to Google Photos. Like, we've tried everything. So
I tried to put it on my Google Drive, and it was like, nope.
it just doesn't work.
I don't
So
know.
yeah, so out of control. But we solved that by me finally upgrading my phone, which if the image quality is better.
That's
today-
why it's so good. When we were testing it, I was like, holy freaking crap.
Yeah, so
We just took our show to the next level.
hopefully it's some next level shit for you.
Yes.
But all right, well let's talk about what we're drinking today. I'm so excited to take a sip of this.
Yes. Hub City Coffee in Ogden on like 35th and Grant. I just did an iced Americano with the coffee cubes, a little bit of cream. It's delicious.
Oh my gosh, I just took a sip of mine.
I did so good, huh?
I did a dirty chai, an iced dirty chai, and wow, I don't know that I've ever had their chai because, like, you guys know I'm basic. So it is like drinking Christmas in the summertime. So that's fun. It's like Christmas in June.
I like Christmas in June.
So Hub City is one of my favorite coffee shops. So if you haven't been there, definitely stop by. Tell Holly we sent you.
I like it because they have the coffee cubes, and I love tons and tons and tons of ice in my iced beverages because it's got to be super, super cold, like brain freeze cold all the time.
Yep.
So it's nice that they do the coffee cubes because then
So nice.
it doesn't water down my beverage.
This is so good.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. But I didn't do any flavor today. I was just kind of feeling like I just wanted a good
Just a little
Americano.
Yeah, they
But
do
it's
great
delicious.
Americanos. I like their Americano. All right, so getting down to business, what is new and exciting for you?
I'm supposed to pick up a huge order of blankets today. So
Yay!
we'll finally not be out of stock of down
Yeah.
everything. So that's
good.
Oh,
That's nice. I was just talking to the neighbor 2 doors down, Mercury Wheels. They've been having major issues getting supply
it's
because
crazy.
their business is booming because they're all online and they're an outdoor company, which is like,
yeah, it's the time.
and he's like, but I can't get anything from Asia.
See, and we don't even get anything from China. Everything we do is U.S. based, and
But
that's
still,
the way I prefer it.
delayed.
However, with coronavirus, people can't go to work. So, a warehouse that's usually 250 people is like 50 people right now. So everything is taking so long. It's been like 4 weeks. So I'm super, super sorry for anybody who's been trying to order blankets and hasn't been able to. But today, by the end of today, we should have everything good to go.
That's awesome.
Everything should be back in stock.
Yay.
If you, once you order, we'll get it shipped out right away. We'll expedite shipping, whatever we need to do to get that to you.
Awesome.
Right. Yes.
That's very good.
So things are good. And then I'm gonna take the plunge and invest in some software. I'm gonna do SEM Rush.
Nice. Yeah, we talked about that, but you guys don't know
But you
because
didn't
that's content that got lost. We
So-
love it.
Now you know. So I'm super excited for that. I'm gonna dive into that.
You'll have
next
to let
week.
me know how it goes because I've considered it, but for us right now, we're just kind of in this state of like playing it super cool.
Yeah.
Our business has actually tanked this month, like hard. Like we are well under what we normally do, and so it's kind of just I'm not sure what's going on, and
It's
like
just a weird
engagement
time.
has been lower. Yeah, and I just think it's just weird for everyone, and so we're kind of playing it safe. But I do have a bit of happy news. I found out this week that I was accepted to LNU, which is the Leadership Northern Utah.
Yeah, that's a big program.
Yeah, and that was
Very
actually
cool.
one of my goals for 2020 was to really develop my leadership skills because I feel like that's somewhere where we can all learn, but I particularly lack.
It's
So
never ending.
I'm really excited. I've heard it's a wonderful program, and a lot of people I know, well, not a lot of people I know have been through it, but I'm just,
You know, a couple.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
a lot.
But I'm really excited. So that starts in August and September, so I'm really excited.
Along those lines, I am also not doing LNU, but I am investing into a very in-depth, hardcore e-commerce
Hell yeah.
class.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's typically in person.
And then you can share all your knowledge with me.
Because I mean, I've done marketing my entire life. I've been in e-commerce for a while, right? But I feel like a lot has changed, and I need a really in-depth course. And so I invested in some, and they were either very high level or very elementary, that I was like, hey, I just spent all this money and I got literally nothing out of it. Like, I could have pulled it from like free PDFs and stuff like that. So this one I think is really, really in depth, and I'm super, super excited.
Awesome.
They've got, like, the founders of it are some pretty heavy hitters in the e-commerce world.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, just give me your like layout and let me follow.
Right.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I really, really like the founders. I love what they've done. So I'm excited. I'm super excited.
That's
and
very cool.
Next week as well.
Yay! So I want to do something that might be considered taboo for some people, but here in the U.S. it's a lot less so. I know that other people from other countries are like, man, Americans talk about money so much. But I was just kind of thinking, if I was new to this and I was kind of looking for different resources, I would want to know what the costs were associated with some of the things that we're doing. And do you want to talk about that? Should we talk about money for a minute?
Yeah. Let's do it.
So,
because as an entrepreneur, you have to know these numbers, right? That's
so
so
like if you're
important.
doing research and putting something together, like what does it really cost? Because you can go to the website and then it's your soul. I swear it's your soul. So, like where should we start? Do you want to start with Shopify, or do we talk about like our training?
So,
what do you want to talk about? And you guys can let us know what you want us to talk about too. Like if this is something that interests you.
Well, I mean, everybody has to have a website, right? Whether you're e-commerce or not, you have to start with a website. So you have to, and that's going to vary from like $500 to like thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on what you're gonna do. I have a client right now his website is completely custom, and it's about $400,000. Then I have another. It's super, super custom.
Did you like that?
But then I have another customer, who cleans carpets, and his site is informational. It's super basic. It was like $500,000 you can get away with, depending on that functionality. So if you're going to build your website and it's custom, I would highly, highly recommend you do the site architecture, because it's much easier to change on paper than it is to change on programming.
Yes.
I will say that a million times, because I've had way too many clients who were like, no, I don't want to spend the $2,500 on site architecture. Let's just get going. And then it costs them thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in change orders. So do the work first. Know exactly what you want.
I'm going to come in here and be the underdog, because I don't know half the words you just said. And so I'm like, site architecture? Is that like site mapping? Like, I'm not sure. So here's what I did. I am the girl who is like, I will teach myself anything that I need to know, and
a lot of platforms allow for that, so it's great.
Yeah, but I am discovering, and I'm gonna say this. So I am self-taught 100%, and I built my own website, and I've really gone through and I've discovered different apps that work for me.
Yeah,
all of that. I've done a lot of research, but not everybody can do that, and I thought that everybody could. And so that's something that I've learned a lot, because I try to train my employees and my studio managers. It's very hard, because not all of us operate the same way. And so if you get into that, if you were like, okay, well, I want to do this myself, I'm going to go to Shopify. I can tell you that our studio is basic functionality. We have information, we have blog, we have products, and we have a point of sale. That costs us about $56 a month, so it's really low cost.
Super affordable.
You have to do everything yourself, and it doesn't have all the functionality. Now, if we take it up a step and we look at Hippie Skin, which requires a lot more functionality.
You have a huge shopping cart.
Yeah. That one, I think we currently pay like $170 a month with all of the apps.
And when we say apps, that's different plugins to make your website work.
Think like widgets.
Yeah. Yep.
I like the way that Shopify thinks because it's a lot like a smartphone.
It is very much.
Yeah.
It's a plug and play system, and there's so many platforms out there that are that same way. They've made it to where you don't have to have a programmer or a programming background unless you want to do some serious customization. There's so many platforms that you can use. BigCommerce, you can use Shopify, you can use Magento, you can use Wix. There's a lot of different platforms, and all of these have apps or plugins or widgets, whatever you want to call them, modules that you can literally click a button and it does everything for you. It's so nice. It's so nice, and they are all compatible with like Google Analytics, which is super nice, or SEMrush is a big one. These types of companies who.
But you still have to know, like you have to know what is out there. Like it's not going to do everything for you.
Nope.
You have to know what you're looking for. You have to know, how to use it, what to look for, what's going to integrate the best. A mistake that I made at first was installing too many apps. It slowed down my site, kicked out people. So it's not good. If you're waiting for a site to load, you're not going to stay there. It's going to be annoying.
Nope.
So those are a lot of the things that we've had to learn.
That's another big thing is when you do get your site up, go and test it. Like Boostability has a free website checker, and it will go through your whole entire site, and it will tell you what you need to fix. Everything from headers to how fast your page loads to how many link backs you have. I mean, it will give you this
images.
It's free,
all of
and it gives you this in-depth report. So these are all different. We're gonna throw a lot at you right now.
Yeah, but just giving you an idea of like the basics. Like there's a lot that goes into it, but
there's
you can go and have somebody do it for you custom, and then that it's all
it's done the way you want. It's
neatly
fully
done.
optimized.
Or you can go my way and learn a lot in the process. And I mean, it is a constant process of trial and error, and so. I've really enjoyed it because I like learning those things. And maybe we can segue into education on that. Like, how much do you spend on your education? And again, I think we're going to be
nonstop. You never stop spending, right?
Yeah.
However, there's a ton of free education out there. So, like HubSpot, they're fantastic with all of their white papers. They have a huge library where you can go and download damn near anything.
And Shopify has an academy or a university too.
Yeah, on a high level. And then there's Google. Do you have Google Primer?
No. What is Google Primer?
So Google Primer it's an app, and it gives you lessons. You can go.
Oh, it's fun.
And it's all on your phone.
Cool.
And so I usually will look at it if I'm at baseball practice and my son's not doing anything, then they're like 5, 10, 15 minute quick lessons.
Cool.
So
that's what I like. I don't like setting aside a huge chunk of time unless I'm actually in a program.
Unless you heavily invest.
Like I tried the Goldman Sachs one, and it was like I'm just not. And this is going to be different per person, right? Like I am not the kind of person when I'm sitting at my computer at a regular work day, seeing my whole task list, I'm not going to be able to say, okay, I need to devote 2 hours today for education. Like I need quick stuff, or I need to remove myself from my office and go to a facility to learn.
Right. See, and with and right now that's really hard because there's not a lot of actual in-person classes going on right now.
I have not been educating myself.
Much rather go to an in-person class, but right now it's really just not happening a lot, right? So this course that I just invested in, it was a substantial investment, so I will make myself do it, and I want to.
Yeah.
I guess make myself is probably not the right words.
Yeah.
And I'll do it at my office. But I'll go in and I'll have a set time that I'm going to do it every single day because it's a pretty long, robust course, and do that probably the first 2 hours and then do work after that. But I have to set that aside.
There's something to be said for that too, though. Like the Goldman Sachs is free.
Oh, yeah.
And this one's not. LNU is not free.
Nope.
I'm paying for that, so I am going to be more committed.
Right.
I went through a small business course that Ogden City put on. I paid for that, so I was committed. And I think that there's something to that. So don't necessarily just always go for the free option.
No. And I always used to be like, oh, I can't do it. But when you take that plunge and you invest in the education, you learn so much. You're going to make more money.
It's true.
You know, so, and I'm not saying that you have to have a college degree or an MBA or any of that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm certainly not saying that, because I know a lot of entrepreneurs who don't. Right?
So, like, that's me.
Yeah, and we do just fine.
Yeah.
But find the courses that are relevant to what you're doing and then invest in those.
Yeah.
You know?
Agreed.
That's so important. But you really do, you don't want to just start throwing money out left and right for different courses, because they're not all going to be relevant. Like the first ones I took for e-commerce, they were so basic.
Right.
I mean, they were for somebody who had no idea what they were doing.
Which, if that's you, it's great.
Right, yeah.
But I got bored with those deluxe. I'm like, I already know this, know this. So
and I just thumbed right through everything, and I'm like, well, there goes $1,000. Like, that was fully worth it.
Yeah. So,
so make sure you know what you're buying. Do your due diligence.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that, you know, I kind of want to just touch on the lack of degree for a second. Just a quick second, because there are people out there, I consider myself one of them, who are great at self-teaching.
Yeah, absolutely. I graduated from the University of YouTube.
That's so cute. Me, it's University of Google.
And I have a degree in both, you know.
There's like, this brought to mind this, when I was in college, there are several reasons college didn't work out for me. Number one, I'm a hippie. I am not about traditionalism. However, education is great. We all need to be, I feel like we always need to be exercising our mind. But
absolutely. I always want to learn.
Yeah.
But I learn in a different way than...
Yeah, and a lot of people do, and I think it's important to recognize that. That's what I'm trying to get at here, is like...
Absolutely.
For me, I was in an interior design program, and I was learning AutoCAD, and I got hit with... I was ill. I was so sick for months, and I missed a ton of studio time. And I had the assignments from my professor, and I remember sitting down with him, and he was like, there's no way you can teach yourself this. It's just too complicated. You need to be in class, and I need to see you here. And I was like, but I just can't get there.
Yeah.
So please let me try. And I did. I tried, and I put everything into it. And I remember when I presented him with my construction plans, he was like, how did you even do this? He's like, I'm really shocked that you got this far on your own.
Yeah.
And
but some people are just good at self-teaching.
And that's not to like say, oh, look at me, I'm cool. But I think that there are people who learn both ways. There is something to be said for the traditional classroom. I value every single thing I learned in college.
Sure.
And outside of that, like one of the ways we first met was through education. You were doing CE. I took a class from her.
Yeah, I did.
That's so it's really important to always educate yourself, and networking is a great way to do that too.
Yep,
so
absolutely.
I think that maybe we can like end that here, because we've just thrown a ton at you.
That's a lot of information.
Take notes. Reach
Times.
out to us if you have questions.
We're always here to help and pay it forward and answer any questions that anybody might have, because it is a lot of information. And when you're in your first year of business and when you're in your 10th year of business, it's totally different, and things change, and it's always
and you never get to sit back and be like, okay, I'm done.
No, unless you sell your business.
I guess you could do that, but
then you got to go work for the money.
Yeah.
Who the hell wants to do that?
And if you're interested in being a guest on our show and you want to just ask us questions, drop us a line. We would love to have you. So.
Absolutely. Do you have sexism?
I don't think so. I have a lot of racism, but I don't have any sexism.
With abundance lately. I have kind of one.
Okay.
On my own, from what I did.
You did a sexism?
Kind of.
Woo!
So we were at a baseball tournament last weekend, and we're driving, and we see all these political signs, and my daughter knows that I'm very involved with all the debates, and I like to watch and research and all that kind of stuff, right? So she's like, Mom, who are you going to vote for the Utah governor? And I was like, I'm totally going to vote for Huntsman because he is so handsome. And my daughter looks at me and she goes, Mom, you cannot vote for somebody because they are handsome. And she was so mad.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Whether or not I vote for him will not be because he is handsome.
He is handsome, though.
Oh, right? I'm like, woo.
Let's just have a little objectification in here for a minute. Our mayor is totally cute.
I don't think I've ever seen a picture of him.
Yeah, and I don't know that he's like cute so much as like he stands for everything I want Ogden to be.
Right.
And so he's like very outdoorsy.
Yeah.
He started the Goals Foundation and the Goal Foundation. And I was just like, I just remember being completely enamored with him when I first met him.
Yeah, sure.
And freaking Taylor's like, oh my gosh, you guys, this is the most embarrassing story ever. So we were at a function and the mayor was there and I went up and shook his hand and I introduced Taylor and Taylor was like, you're the only man that I allow her to call my boyfriend or her boyfriend. And I was like, Taylor, he doesn't know.
Oh my god.
Because I do this thing when I'm like him and like Jimmy Fallon, like people that I would, it's not anything like I would ever. It's not like that, you know.
Real.
It's just like, oh, he's my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because I really like him.
Totally do it. Yeah. Yep.
But
totally get it.
It's so funny. So that's my embarrassing story.
But don't
about
vote for
sexism.
somebody because of
No,
their looks.
definitely not just on looks. Like, this is personality, commitment to community. You know what I mean? Like, look at those things. Honestly, like, I just have to put a little plug in here. Our last mayoral race was like so freaking hard because I loved both candidates equally, and I'm like,
yep, they were and both of them were very passionate.
Mm-hmm.
You could see that passion in that. That's what we need.
I love hate that it happens. I really do, and I think
that's kind of how I feel.
I honestly think both candidates for governor are great.
All four of them. There's one of them that I
I'm on both.
After the last debate, there was one of them that I checked off the list, and I was like, nope, you're not for me.
Yeah.
But there's three of them that I'm like, wow, like I really think that they could do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. My daughter asked me again last night after we rewatched the debate again, and she's like, do you know who you're gonna vote for? And I was like, man,
And do you know what I love about these conversations that are happening within Utah right now when it comes to the governor is this is not a Republican-Democrat election.
Person.
We are going solely off the person the people that we feel is best suited. And all the conversations I'm having, I mean, they're very, very geared toward the Republican candidates. And I'm like, hardcore liberals are like, I like that guy. And I'm like, yes, this is what it needs to be about.
Right? It can't just be a red or blue thing.
Yeah.
Unless it's University of Utah versus BYU.
Yes, that is true. Always. We believe red. If you believe blue. My father-in-law thinks that it's okay for him to bring BYU paraphernalia into my house, and I'm like, no, you're just gonna need to walk away with that.
We love all of our schools around here.
Except for that one.
We just love some of them more than others. Right?
All right. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up.
Yes.
We're getting way out here, and we're gonna start fights. I have bruises all over my body.
I have mosquito bites. Man, mosquitoes are freaking nuts. Anyhow,
Anyhow,
don't forget to hydrate
and caffeinate.
Have a good day.
See you next week.